Today, several entrepreneurs will get the chance to pitch their ideas to some of the most successful people in the local food and beverage industry. Well, markets are down all around the world, but they are off their lows this morning. Many people are saying this is the United States version of Brexit. Most polls pointed to a Clinton victory, just as many people believed the UK would never leave the European Union. This is just not a good morning for Delta travelers. The line has grown and grown throughout the morning. I'm actually toward the back of the line, but let's look at just how far this stretches. What are you looking for in an entrepreneur? What are the factors that make you choose their business? Shares did hit a 7-month low briefly after Bernie Sanders started tweeting. He used to invest in Silicon Valley startups, but he changed his focus to the Midwest when he realized our area's potential. Buyers don't want to be outside looking at homes. Sellers don't want to be out prepping their homes for sale. And after a while, all of these snow days can really start to make an impact on the real estate market. The market for downtown apartments is hotter than ever before, and it seems renters are willing to pay more for less. I talked to one lender in Greenwood, and he said the number of people asking about refinancing their mortgage has quadrupled since the Brexit vote. For real estate agents, no matter which side of the transaction they're on, drones are all about making in-depth information easy to access.
I try to get a still photo from every angle.
That's something that only a few years ago just wasn't possible. Sure, real estate agents could show video of a home, even give a 3D tour, but they couldn't show this.
Telling a full story as opposed to one chapter of a book, so to speak. They're going to tell the complete story.
We tagged along with real estate photographer Scott Perry and his pilot in command as they shot a home in Carmel.
It doesn't take a whole lot of height to get a much different photo than we can from the ground.
From this angle, you can see there's a pool beside me, but a ground view doesn't give much perspective. From the sky, a realtor could show how big the pool is, how close it is to the house, and how far back this property stretches.
Works really well if the property's got a lot of acreage.
Drone footage shows potential buyers how neighbors take care of their properties, how close it is to a road, or even how much light will make it through the trees in the yard.
All that collaborative information, it's become an essential piece.
This gadget is something Carmel realtor Jimmy Doolin wishes he had when he started his career nearly 30 years ago.
Believe it or not, we paid small like crop planes and things like that, the small two-seaters. They would actually take aerial pictures for us.
The FAA predicts real estate agents will make up 22% of drone use in the U.S. by 2020. As regulations decrease and drones become more affordable, that number could soar even higher.
People don't just buy a house, they buy a community, they buy a location.
Doolin says drone photography is now standard for large, expensive homes, but he and Perry expect drone images to become the norm for homes of all sizes and price points.
It shows we're keeping up with technology. Technology is always changing.
We're about an hour and 15 minutes away from the open, and U.S. futures are pointing to a sharp sell-off. Dow futures are down about 250 points, but they were down 800 points last night, so we've seen a comeback through the overnight and early morning hours. Asian and European stocks plunged as it became clear that Donald Trump would win the presidency. The Mexican peso tanked, due in part to Trump's stance on trade, and gold has been on the rise as investors look for a traditionally safe place to put their money. Now, there are some sectors that analysts say could move higher today or in the coming months. Pharma stocks could rally on the hopes that Trump will go easier on drug makers. Infrastructure stocks, too. Trump spoke about improving infrastructure in his speech early this morning. And finally, defense stocks. Throughout the campaign, Trump talked about increasing military spending. Again, the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow futures are all in the red today. It could be a very tough day for investors and for your 401k.
If you've got friends and family out of town this year, you're probably working to get their Christmas presents under their tree in time for the big holiday. Well, we're testing out the big 3 shipping systems for you, FedEx, USPS, and UPS, to see what your options are this year. We're sending these Wish TV mugs to our sister station in Tampa, Florida. Let's start with the post office.
If you're shipping your package through the Postal Service, be prepared to do most of the work on your own. I got some help packing, but then I taped and labeled our package myself. Then it was time to ship.
Hello, how are you?
We picked priority mail for a 2-day delivery. We had to buy a box and bubble wrap, bringing the total to about $12. Now to FedEx. We paid the pros to pack our mug, picked 2-day ground delivery, and then sent it off.
Our package is on its way to Tampa. Here at FedEx, shipping and packaging to get it there in 2 days cost us $25.
Finally, we went to UPS. Tom, the store owner, packed up our mug here too, though you have the option to do it yourself. 2-day delivery at UPS was $50. So we went with a 3-day to save a little cash. Even so, UPS was the most expensive option, costing us $40.
And guaranteed to be there Friday.
So how did all of our deliveries end up? FedEx made it to Tampa on time, as promised. UPS made it on time too. The first time the Postal Service tried to deliver our package, it was 1 day late. But for some reason, they couldn't get into the station, and our package ended up being 3 days late.
The same day we sent our packages to Florida, our sister station in Tampa sent gifts to us. The results were about the same. UPS arrived 3 days early. FedEx got here right on time, but the Postal Service was supposed to deliver its package yesterday and it still hasn't arrived. So in both cases, the Postal Service was the cheapest option, but it was also the slowest.
Amazon is already very busy here this morning. Right now, there are 25 million items in this center alone. Now, the deal started early this morning and more will pop up about every 5 minutes on Amazon. One of the biggest deals is this 55-inch Sony TV. Today, this is 45% off. And the deals won't stop when the day is done. Amazon is offering Cyber Monday deals through this Saturday. Amazon says this will be the busiest shopping holiday ever. Some experts expect U.S. shoppers to spend $3 billion online today. If that happens, it will be the biggest single day for online sales in history. Now, if you're shopping on Amazon, you can get some of your Cyber Monday deals delivered today.
There are a ton of great free same-day delivery options for customers. The first, which recently launched this year, is Prime Now. Prime members can order packages and get them under an hour for $7.99 or in 2 hours for free from Prime Now, and there's tens of thousands of items for customers to order, including just everyday essentials as well as consumer electronics, toys.
You can also get the standard Prime same-day delivery if you order before noon today. Certain items can be at your door before the end of the day. Now, we want to show you some of those. First, you can see the Fitbit here. Then there's video games, crayons. There's lots of things that you can get delivered on the same day. Now, I have to show you my favorite deal that I found as a 90s kid. I'm happy to see this is making a comeback, the Furby. Scott, if you're looking for a gift idea for your little girl, I tell you, you can't go wrong with a Furby.
Maybe we could just dig one out of the closet from, what was it, 15 years ago? Something like that?
I don't know where mine are. Mine are probably in a basement somewhere at my parents' house, but it's a lot of fun.
Outstanding.
Good morning. I talked to one lender in Greenwood, and he said the number of people asking about refinancing their mortgage has quadrupled since the Brexit vote. Brexit, among other issues in the global economy, has pushed interest rates to record lows, and that's an opportunity for homeowners to save money. Interest rates on 15-year and 30-year mortgages are hovering between 3 and 3.5%, give or take. Nationally, we saw a 21% spike in people applying to refinance their mortgages last week because getting those low interest rates means more money in your pocket.
This recent situation has caused those rates to drop further by another 0.5% or so, give or take. So what that's done is for people where maybe they could have got a little bit lower rate, but it wasn't worth the time or the cost to refinance, now that extra 0.5% is making a difference for them.
If you're looking to refinance, experts say you should first think of your goals. Do you want to save money long term, decrease the term of your loan, or decrease your monthly payment? Once you figure out why you want to refinance, talk to several different lenders to see where you can get the best deal. Now, in just a little over a half an hour, we'll find out if even more people joined the refinancing surge over the past week. That weekly data is released at 7 o'clock. We'll bring you those numbers in the next hour of Daybreak.
Good morning. Some people worry the tech world in Indy has grown so quickly there aren't enough qualified workers to fill the jobs and sustain that growth. But now another tech company is moving to Indianapolis with the goal of making money by solving that problem.
I'm a former 7th grade mathematics teacher.
That was less than a year ago. In that short time, Brendan Quinn's life has completely changed.
I need a job that is very life-giving.
He found that at One Click Ventures, an e-commerce site in Greenwood. Just a few months ago, he didn't have the skills for the job. While living in Charleston, South Carolina, Quinn enrolled in the Iron Yard, a $12,000 12-week academy that teaches computer coding.
It really is an intense course because the program is really focused on creating quality developers.
The program prides itself on producing job-ready developers after 3 months of 60-hour work weeks.
It's very labor-intensive. It's very similar to what they can expect when they're in the real world.
The coding and developing skills that Quinn learned brought the Butler grad back to Central Indiana. Now the Iron Yard is following.
The space now is under development.
This summer, the Coding Academy will open its 14th campus in the Artistry Building downtown on Market Street.
We went into the markets that we did with intent.
Christian Anderson, an angel investor and founder of startups like Tinderbox, worked to get the academy here.
As Indianapolis's kind of startup ecosystem continued to grow at a really rapid clip, it became really painfully apparent that we needed a lot more help in terms of raising up the next generation of technologists and developers.
He's now serving on its advisory board, a group of local tech leaders that helps develop the curriculum, connect with students, and potentially hire them when they graduate.
We can not only have the labor force to sustain the open positions, but also do a better job of attracting even more tech companies to the area.
Making sure that there's not just a ready supply of developer talent, but making sure there's a ready supply of businesses to employ that talent.